So I'm going to give you a real-life example. This is how I usually like to start this lecture. A real-life example, which is, let's say you just had something to eat. Let's say you just had lunch. And after you have a meal, the first thing that will arise, and this is really the glucose concentration in the bloodstream here, in milligrams per deciliter or 100 mils. After a meal, within a few minutes, really, after a meal, you start to see a rise in blood glucose. Parallel to that rise in blood glucose, you see an increase in insulin secretion. See how the profiles are almost identical. Insulin follows the rise of blood glucose. That insulin is secreted by the beta cells of the pancreas. That hormone insulin is going to get in the bloodstream and go anywhere in the body there's circulation. It is going to look for a specific receptor, would be called the insulin receptor. Let's say insulin reaches the liver and finds its receptor, binds to its receptor. As a response, the insulin receptor will trigger a cascade of events intracellularly. Those events are going to say to the liver, hey, we got plenty of glucose, so let's get glycolysis going. Use up that glucose. Let's store some of that glucose in the form of glycogen. So what we're going to talk about today is what has happened in the simple communication between the pancreas and a target tissue like the liver. Okay? First, the pancreas communicated with the liver through the hormone insulin. Then the hormone insulin instructed the liver through the insulin receptor as what to do metabolically. Okay? So I want you to appreciate how important that is. That is happening in the body all the time, 24/7. Not just with insulin, with other hormones, with other neurotransmitters, with other growth factors, and so on. So this is occurring all the time. So basically, what I described to you was cellular communication between two organs. It really is not just about regulating metabolism. It can regulate communication between organs, can regulate a whole slew of events, including gene expression, including cellular shape and migration, even cellular transformation as in cancer. And that occurs through a variety of different hormones, growth factors, and so on. So in order for cells to function optimally, they have to be able to know what's going on. They have to know that we have plenty of glucose or we don't have plenty of glucose. So an effective communication between cells is extremely important. And this means you have to have two types of signals or events, if you want. You have intercellular signals, and the example I gave you, it's interorgan signals. Hormone released by pancreas is exerting its effects on the liver. So that's an insulin has acted as an intercellular signal between these two organs. The second half of that is when insulin binds to the receptor. What will the receptor instruct the rest of the cell what instructions to the cell interior will the insulin receptor give, and those are called intracellular signals, relaying the extracellular signal across the plasma membrane to the intracellular compartment of the cell, or the cytoplasm if you want, and that is called signal transduction.
If you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you.